When the sprint starts, the work that's in the sprint was locked and it just couldn't be changed. It was untouchable. If there was a crash issue that had to be dealt with, all hands on deck type of thing, naturally, yeah. But one of the benefits of the 2 week sprint is that the next item to work on is completely up in the air. So if something came up that a lot of users were asking for something, the UberDoc team could prioritize that as the next thing we work on in the next sprint. The only time that the team might try to influence what was next would be if it was a framework. If there was something we needed to do, if we needed to take a week and update some technology so that the platform would be more stable. But it's all part of the negotiations every 2 weeks of what we should work on next. And the Kate's Ego team would be on those calls. That it was an open forum. We could discuss why we wanted to do something and what needed to be done.
Yeah, sometimes, thanks, Steve. Sometimes there are issues that could be discovered on development team end that could lead to some consequences that we know. So we also put a red flag on those ones and assume those to be critical. Or when we see that the main flow is broken, for example, a user cannot book an appointment or make a payment. So, or we see some limits reached with the services we use. So those could be considered as critical issues and are indicated as critical and are usually red flagged by teams such as ours. So we put the right priority on fixes first and then on the improvements, because with the critical issues and crashes and so-called bug, users won't be able to use the main flow of the app. So that usually goes as a number one priority and then anything else.
And bugs might be worth mentioning too is if a bug is a result of work going on in a current sprint, it's tried to be repaired in that sprint. But if a bug is discovered that's outside of the scope being worked on, it's put in the backlog for prioritization. It's not dealt with immediately.
Yeah. And bugs that are prioritized for the sprint are usually going in the top. So team is working on fixes first and then on the new features. So we have this solid quality process and not the distributed attention that sometimes we want to grab everything, to do everything, but it needs to be structured very carefully. Yeah.